did a couple of plastic boxes as well, so kind of at that transition stage between the metal and the plastic. And Jedi was the same way, where they had some metal and some plastic, which then evolved into just plastic after that. So one of the fun things about collecting Empire era is, some of the store displays. If you were here for the store display talk, you can see that they just went all out with some very interesting and unique artwork for the displays. This is still a time when, similar to the international flavorings for all of the Star Wars logos, you also would have different branding flavorings. And so, Dika, the people that did all the plastic cups and bowls and things like this, this is the display for the header, the dump header for the display there. Totally unique artwork. You're not going to find this artwork on any other thing, whereas a lot of the stuff that they do now, they'll use the same artwork across different licensees and in different countries and different products.
Yeah, I like the unibrow Yoda in the lower left.
Hey, when 900 years old you reach, look as good. All right, Puffs is one of those, kind of one-time licensees. They did this facial tissue line for Empire Strikes Back. They had artwork for each of the different worlds, artwork or photos on the boxes, and so they did Bespin and Dagobah and Hoth, and then on the bottom of the box was a color and cutout character, and so that the characters would correspond to those worlds. So you would have Leia Hoth and Han Hoth on the Hoth boxes, amazingly enough, and etc. But one of the really cool things about it was the display for the tissue boxes, which looked like this kind of precarious stack of tissue boxes. So it's just all these little boxes at angles, and it's just very, very well done, very, very sought after today. In the UK, they decided that Empire Strikes Back could help you stay clean, so they did the foam bath and shampoo combo. The company was the generically named Consumer Products. I guess they weren't very creative when it came to coming up with a name for their company, but they did do a really good job with the packaging there. Well, Sigma is a very famous line from this time frame. They did ceramics, and this is one of the few areas where it's more of a limited edition, it wasn't really considered a collectible, but it's not just generic use. It was a little higher end of an item, and there were just several great items there. The snow speeder is a toothbrush holder. The Luke Skywalker is a tauntaun, on the tauntaun is a teapot, and the picture frame of C-3PO all gone to pieces there, and then a turret music box of C-3PO. I don't know about C-3PO manning a laser turret. That doesn't seem like a good idea to me, but Sigma liked the idea.
Then the Kenner, although they mostly focused on toys, they also did some, started to get into some items that were actually more home items that were still made out of plastic. And these are switcheroos, which are actually like switch plate covers for, for the home and have it, in a kid's room. And the great thing about these is, like, even to this day, you get comments from people about that these Empire switcheroos were like great light switches, that they would love to find them today to put in their homes. So you would just kind of flick the plastic switch and it would turn the light on and off. And these came on card like many of the other Kenner toys, but they were actually designed for the home.
Metal Box Company did a line of 10 boxes. That's T-I-N, not that there were 10 boxes, but various sizes and shapes, everything from pill boxes on I don't know why kids would need a pill box, I don't know, but maybe it was for their snuff. They're going after the old English gentleman market or something. Anyway, just various images that they used on it. Some great Macquarie piece art there, and photos from the movies, and it was just a very well done line. Now, this is from the UK also. Scanlight decided that what you really needed was a Star Wars lampshade kit, and so you have these little petals of paper that have different Star Wars characters on them, and you put it together to make this polyhedron that you put around your light and turned it on, and you had a Star Wars lampshade. Great for parties, I guess.
Yeah, one thing you notice is, as we go through these products, that country by country, you actually had very different products, and this was an era before there were a lot of global products, and so we'll reference like the UK, this was available, in the US, this was available, and that was really pretty much the norm through Return of the Jedi. But with Empire Strikes Back, there's a lot of product differentiation when you look across the different countries. Now, this is a classic. So this is Christmas in the Stars, Bon Jovi's debut album. The story I heard was that he was he worked in the record studio like a janitor or something like that, and got to record his voice on some of the songs in Christmas in the Stars. And it's a very, if you've ever heard the record, I don't know, maybe you've heard it more than once, but if you've listened to the record at least once, it's a very kind of quirky type of thing, but it's kind of fun. They actually came out on CD years later, so at least there was enough demand for it that they reissued it on CD. But anyway, it's kind of a classic. You don't see it in many Bon Jovi discographies called out, but it actually was his first album.
And it was his Uncle Tony, wasn't it, that was also engineering that at the time, and so it kind of pulled some strings to help him get into it. Yeah. The cover art, is great. It's another Ralph McQuarrie piece. The droids helping Santa, but listening to the album is just kind of very perplexing at best. But it does answer the age-old question of what do you get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already has a comb? I won't spoil it for you.
Yeah, that was one of the hit singles. They actually released that as a single. So these are this is one of the latch hook rug kits. This kind of an unusual kind of craft kit, but basically you would kind of create this small rug of a character pattern, very elaborate actually. You look at the details around it. And collectors today actually like this kit just because it had a style of other Kenner type toys, and so the packaging is very much that kind of vintage toy look, same logo, and they're actually very difficult to find today.
Yeah, very difficult to find, and very difficult to find in good shape too. They're very easily crushed, and the cello tears very easily, and that sort of thing. But a long time consuming product to put together. They did rugs and pillows, this line by Lee Ward Company. Now Presto Magic's a very fun item, little rub-down transfers. Rub-down transfers were done for Star Wars for New Hope in the UK and a few other countries, but not for the United States until The Empire Strikes Back. And so this is the first time when Presto Magic has a line of rub-down transfer sets, and so you can kind of recreate your own scenes and explosions and characters just by rubbing over a little vinyl plastic piece of paper that adheres onto the image.
Yeah, it's also another imaginatively titled company, American Publishing Corporation.
The Sakuda Company did this great metal model kit. Metal models are not very common, I guess, around the United States, particularly from this era. But in Japan, they did, and they went all out with this great artwork. It's just a very cool piece to see. They did an entire line of different vehicles versus vehicles, all with unique art just for those boxes. And you're not going to see this art on any other products anywhere. This is one of my favorites, the stained glass window displays. These were the little kits where you would basically, if you remember back in the day, that you'd melt the different color plastics into the metal mold. And I love that they made like an IG-88 stained glass thing, like as if you were going to have this cathedral to IG-88,
But they had various characters from The Empire Strikes Back that came out. Again, this one has a big draw to collectors because of the retro Kenner look of style of packaging, and there are quite a few different ones, you know, from different characters and vehicles that they did. The ones kind of pictured here along the columns.
And the Snowspeeder was available in the single and double pack. I guess they decided that maybe just a single Snowspeeder wasn't good enough, or you know, wasn't going to sell well enough, so they added a second one in there. So they do a fairly good job in this time frame of not just promoting complete junk food with Star Wars brand, but there was some Star Wars candy here and there. Tops in the United States had little plastic heads that had hard candy inside that you could, you know, little like mouse pellet hard candies in there, with all the exciting characters of Tauntaun, Bosk, and 21B that kids have been clamoring for ages. So, and then Trevor in the UK had their chew bars in various flavors as well.
This is a Dairy cheese spread cap, so it was from like a set of cheese wedges that came out in the UK, and they actually later on would make other Star Wars cheese boxes over the years, but I actually saw one of these come up yesterday, and there was a bunch of room trading going on late at night, and there was one of these that Darren Simpson was offering for sale. So they do turn up now and then, but it's, you know, vintage food packaging from Empire Strikes Back from the UK, you know, doesn't come up very often, so kind of a cool piece.
This kind of shows you the breadth and depth of the Star Wars marketing, and you know, that here you have something on cheese in the United Kingdom, and it came with little rub-down transfers, but it's fascinating to see what it was that they, you know, licensed at the time, and what products they decided to promote with Empire Strikes Back. Now, the Burger King is one of the main promotions from the Empire Strikes Back. They revisited it several times over the years between Empire's release and its re-releases and before Return of the Jedi. They did several things, glasses and an Everybody Wins contest that had little scratch-offs that, you know, just like a good Little League baseball team, allows everybody to win. And here's one of the prizes that you could win, which was a Frisbee. And again, some, you know, unique artwork of Vader and the droids there.
And we saw a Bosk food item earlier. Here's another one, a green Bosk that from Kellogg's in Australia. So this was actually the only set of Empire era cereal items anywhere in the world. In Australia, they issued several cornflakes boxes with character masks on the back, and then, you know, Bosk was kind of an interesting choice. They had, you know, other main characters like Darth Vader or Boba Fett, but they I don't know what they based this green lizard Bosk